If there is a civil war in Nigeria now, no business will run. The businessman will not make money. So now, say for example, look at our security. We all know that it's underfunded. Even though it takes the majority of our budget, it's still underfunded comparatively with countries of the same size as we. You go to some states, you have a single man that is richer than the states. Make it make sense.
I mean, are you talking about rich businessman or politician? It's almost...
There are so many rich businesses that are not even popular that are richer than their states. And I know a rich politician. In fact, the president of Nigeria is on record while he was a regular citizen said he's richer than Osun State.
You are not taxing the rich because the rich has money. You are taxing the profit he's making of the general wealth of the nation, of the general opportunities that is available to everybody. Now he is privy to some ideas, information that I don't have, and resources of the state. And when he puts those to work and make profit, it's the right thing to do, to pay back to the system, to pay back to the nation. So hey, it's not about let's tax the rich and we are going after it. No, you make money within this particular territory. You pay tax in this particular territory. Because if, just like he said, if the environment is not conducive, you won't be here in the first place.
This is SOUQ Business Landscape.
Welcome to SOUQ Business Landscape, where we unpack, of course, the week's biggest stories and shaping Africa's economy and global market. I am Olumide Shokoya. Now, on my left, I have Chuk Janyorajas, and on my right, I have Mokhtar Amin. Gentlemen, welcome. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
How are you doing today?
We're trying to be good.
Mokhtar Amin, you're looking sharp today, all black. All right, so we have a lot on our plate this morning on SOUQ Business Landscape, but don't forget to like, comment, and share on our YouTube page at SOUQ News TV. Now, let's start off with the first story. The federal government suffered a massive revenue shortfall in 2025, generating only 10.7 trillion naira after the projected 40.8 trillion naira for the fiscal year, according to the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of Economy, Wale Edun. Edun made the revelation on Tuesday while addressing the House of Representatives Committee on Finance and National Planning during the deliberation of the 2026-2028 Medium-Term Expenditure Framework and Fiscal Strategy paper. Now, he described the shortfall as a key reason behind persistent budget deficit and borrowing pressures, stressing that the efforts are underway to broaden the revenue base, improve tax compliance, and plug leakages. Lawmakers expressed concern about sustainability of public spending amid weak revenue performance. Chooks, let me start off with you. I don't want to shake tables this morning, but I really have to say something.
Okay.
Weeks back or months back, our own president said that our non-oil export has gone up, that we might not need to borrow, and we're doing so fine. Now, Wale Edun has given us a shocker. Where is the leakages coming from? Where is the deficit? What is really happening?
What's really happening? That particular statement by the president came in September,
Yes.
to be precise, and he said the non-oil revenue we've overshot and we've achieved more than we were looking forward to from non-oil revenue. And if we also look at the non-oil revenue, is less than 10% of the revenue we generate in the first place. Our major revenue is coming from crude oil. But now let's break it down. We had a budget of 55.99 trillion for 2025.
Yes.
Now, of that particular amount, we're projecting a revenue of 41.81 trillion. That was our projected revenue based on improved budget from the National Assembly that took it up from 60 something dollars per barrel to 75. That jacked it up a bit. Now, of this 41, which is a projection, from what Wale Edun is saying right now, as of October, end of October fiscal, because November has not come into the data yet.
Yes.
As of October, we are looking at what is on paper, on ground, is 10 point something, which means we are having less than a quarter, less than about 24 point something % of the projected revenue. Well, that is way below pass mark. That's way below pass mark. And if we're looking at that, we're looking at a budget of 54 point something. That is also less than 20% to fund the entire budget. So now this points to, we now get to see where serious details on budget performance, why we are having issues in budget performance and implementation is happening. Now, this also calls to question why we need a lot of accountability, opening up, and not being too fast to go to the press, to the media, and say things that at the long run will hurt you. Now, when the president was saying that we've surpassed our revenue generation, people were not calculating what exactly is he saying. What source of revenue is he pointing to? So for everybody within those corridors of power in these places, please be guided when you talk. If you remember yesterday, Doc came and was bringing an assertion of Eyinaya Baribe coming on air and talking about this same issue where you tell us that, okay, we have enough and we don't have enough. Who exactly is lying? Now, it might not be a lie. At the same time, it might not be the truth. It's just information that is not clear. But right now, the coordinating minister of the economy is telling us that we need to shore up our revenue generation. We just don't need to shore up. We all need to stand up and work. Because a 10-point-something trillion in 10 months is a failure on all standards, which means we've borrowed far more to fund the budget than we generated, which should not be at all. Our budget should not be based on money that we are borrowing. Next year is going to be a very good one.
You think so?
Yes, it's going to be a good one because everybody needs to sit up. And people now need to start calling out people. You don't just come on air and say things that you can't substantiate.
Thank you very much. Now, coming to you, Amukta, it's a good thing that Wale Edun is setting the record straight. Now, the last statement said lawmakers expressed concern about the sustainability of public spending and the weak revenue performance. Public spending, weak revenue performance. What's your thoughts on this?
There is two ways to look at the revenue data. We can look at it from the angle that Mr. Chooks has explained, from their own projection. And we can also check where we are coming from. So where are we coming from? We are coming from 2022, about 7-point-something trillion. In 2023, 8-point-something trillion. And with everything that happened in 2023, where we have so many multinationals, so many of them leaving our country, if they've been able to bring the revenue to 10-point-something trillion that they have in 2025, they've improved. What is only wrong is their own projection. They overestimated, their own potential and what they can generate. I don't think they necessarily overborrowed because the budget performance is 30%. So it means if your revenue projection is only about 24-25%, like Mr. Chooks said, and your budget performance is about 30%. I don't think they actually overborrowed. It just means that they are operating at 30% of the capacity and they are earning 100% of their salary.
Let me add this to your statement.
You didn't let him land on that particular.
Yes, I wanted to add it to his submission. Okay. Let's not forget that we're running 3 concurrent budgets, 2023, 2024, 2025.
Yes,
add that to it.
Exactly. And they just said they're going to move the remaining 70% or the underperformed budget into 2026. So it is colossal failure, is too unorganized, is in Nigerian language, anyhowness is too much. And this is coming from somebody that we all believe to be a genius in economics and accounting, but this is giving elementary failure. Like, there's no way to color it. This is very confusing, and 30% performance of a budget that you draw yourself, there's no way to defend it. They draw the budget and it's very, very unacceptable.
Should we be borrowing more or should we fix our revenue?
Yeah, we can do both at the same time. Two things can be right. They've taken a giant step to widen the gap of the new tax law to get more people. The truth is that the rich people are not paying their fair share in this country. That's the truth. Okay. And we need to do better. Let's see how far the new tax law goes. But beyond that, there are so many revenues that go under the radar. There are so many investments in this country, especially coming from diaspora, that government is not getting a fair share of. And it is, if somebody comes and buy a very fancy house, it's their money, but the land belongs to us, so the money shouldn't just go to the Omonilers. The government needs to get their fair share of it. In the advanced country, even when you own the house, you pay substantial taxes on your property. Substantial, that's so much so a lot of people cannot keep their own houses. They have to rent it. and live elsewhere because of what government is taking on the property tax. And when they sell their houses, the capital gain tax is so much. So I'm not saying we should strain this, but government leave so much money on the table when we don't have enough revenue, especially from the rich. I'm saying from the rich. The rich are not, I mean, during the last administration, the former custom boss, Mr. Ali, went to a certain house in Lagos here and found cars that's worth close to about 3 billion with no custom papers, with no custom clearance. Those are luxury items.
Okay.
So we need to do that.
But the rich, or part of the rich, are employers of labor. They have businesses to run. They are also making money legitimately. It's not as a result of they stumbled upon some wealth somewhere. So if you say we should go after the rich and tax them more, it will also trickle down to the average citizen because they're also employers of labor. If you tax them more, they decide to cut down, they decide to downsize, it would also affect them.
I don't agree with you.
Okay.
The reason why I don't agree with you is if there is a civil war in Nigeria now, no business will run. The businessman will not make money.
True.
So now, say for example, look at our security. We all know that is underfunded, even though it takes the majority of our budgets. It's still underfunded comparatively with countries of the same size as we. And that is why our border are unmanned. The majority of our border are unmanned. So if we cannot get money from these rich people to secure this country so they can run their business successfully, they run out of town. There's no factory in places like Somalia, like Sudan, because there's civil war. So you know, we just have to look at it holistically. And if, despite the hardship and everything, the economy has supported you enough to make a lot of money, it's only fair, it's only noble that you pay your own fair share.
But don't you think that taxing the rich, like you say, is only a fraction compared to the mineral deposit that we can actually exploit and export?
Like I said, 2, 3, 4 things can be right. The fact that we still have mineral resources to develop does not mean that the rich that are benefiting from this economy that is not so friendly to a lot of people should not pay their fair share. So that, you know, that the basic concept of taxation is redistribution of wealth. So if you've made 1 million, give us 300,000 so that they can use the 300,000 to better the lives of the people that did not make 1 naira. That's the whole idea of taxation. So even for humanity, even from the religious standpoint, it does not make sense that somebody is making 1 million and somebody cannot afford 1 meal. So we can talk about how government might take the taxes and mismanage it. That's another topic separately that should be tackled separately. But if the rich are making money from this, look at all the companies in Nigeria. They are overshooting their profit projections. Stock is going up high, but it's not reflecting in the lives of average Nigeria. Look at our budget. It's disheartening. You go to some states, you have a single man that is richer than the states. How make it make sense?
I mean, are you talking about rich businessmen or politicians? It's almost
rich. There are so many rich businesses that are not even popular that are richer than their states. And I know a rich politician. In fact, the president of Nigeria is on record while he was a regular citizen, said he's richer than Osun State. And he proved it because they found a way to be funding Osun State during the time of Marek Beshola. I'm not sure if it's from his pocket, but they find a way to be funding it through loan, through whatever, within their system. So there are so many people that are richer than their states. It's difficult for you to find anybody that is like that in advanced country.
All right, thank you very much. I mean, coming to you, Chooks. I mean, it's saying let's go after the rich, let's tax them more. What's your thought on
It's
this?
not like let's go after the rich. Okay. It's just let's do the right thing. You are not taxing the rich because the rich has money. You are taxing the profit he's making of the general wealth of the nation, of the general opportunities that is available to everybody. Now, he is privy to some ideas, information that I don't have. and resources of the state. And when he puts those to work and make profit, it's the right thing to do, to pay back to the system, to pay back to the nation. So, hey, it's not about let's tax the rich and we are going after it. No. You make money within this particular territory. You pay tax within this particular territory. Because if, just like he said, if the environment is not conducive, you won't be here in the first place.
So, but beyond tax?
Beyond tax, yes. No, we can't go beyond tax. Where we are right now, we need that open school day for revenue generation.
Yes.
Now we'll take tax seriously. Then we'll also look at government agencies that are mandated to pull in resources.
The blue economy.
Are they awake? These are questions you need to ask. Now, a lot of these particular places have been so politicized. And we'll now give it to cronies of those in government. But are they people that have ideas that can really open up that place and make it a business venture?
What about mines and steel?
Mines and steel, what happened? I'll now ask you a question. Why is Ajokuta still not working? And we have mines and steel since I was born. And we have a minister in that particular sector. So until we go beyond politics and start seeing running a nation as a business where you provide services for the people and make things conducive, things won't work.